So my video that shows how to change the filter on your water filter has done really well, but now I bought a different kind of filter. It was actually cheaper. The whole thing was cheaper at Lowe's than the filters themselves. Under sink filter, it costs $30. It kind of catches lead. You know, you can get cheaper ones that won't stop lead, but the ones that stop lead is $30. Well, this I think I paid like $25 for this whole thing, and it's a dual. So I'm going to go ahead and install it. See, it's even got this part new, and you know, another thing is these tubes on the old one have black stuff in it, which I think is a mineral. But so it'd be nice to get new tubes and all new. Nice to be all new. And there's the filters. I'm afraid to think what these cost when I go to replace these, but I do have one more set, and I generally leave these in for a year, so I've got 2 years before I have to buy new ones. Maybe by that time I'll find some other things on sale. Piece of cake. So I'm working on taking the old one out. I just cut those lines. Here's the old filter. That's a year. You can kind of tell it's kind of dingy. And this is a new. That's a new O-ring. It's already beginning to deteriorate, or at least it's a year old. So then when I took this out, this is kind of interesting. At one time in my life as a plumber, I had a pipe pop off. And the thing of it is, when you make a plumbing connection, you got to make a watertight seal, and you've got to make a mechanical seal. So I was worried that I didn't have a mechanical seal right here as I transitioned from 3/8 to 1/4. And so I put that baling wire on there so that to ensure that it wouldn't pop off. And actually, I'm wondering why in the heck I ever made that transition. This is the reason right here. This is designed for this was the reason. That was designed for 1/8. And then I have this, which this is how the water shut off now, so I can still use the sink faucet here. And I don't know if I'm gonna lose this, because this is an 1/8 and I'm switching to 3/8, or that's a 1/4 and I'm switching. But it's all nominal sizes, so it's hard to keep track of them, what's what. But I bought a replacement for this, although I'm not sure. I'm not positive I'm going to need it. I don't know where I found this. It looks like it is smaller. So anyway, so I'll probably have to I'm going to have to replace this. I'm going to go to 3/8, and then I'm going to lose this unless I can find a 3/8 one, which I have, which I could do later. I don't have to do it right now. And I wanted to check the hole, which I haven't checked this hole yet. So let's just see if that hole is going to be big enough for the new one. Oh, it looks like it will be. Looks like it. So let's see, and so, it's funny, you'd think it's got this change indicator light in front. You'd think that would be line up with the handle, but it doesn't. It's got 1/8 of a turn the way it installs, but it's all right because this kind of hung out over my edge anyway. One thing, be sure when you do those toggle bolts, don't tighten them very much. Those little toggle bolts will bust real easy or strip out. I might end up putting that other faucet back because this is kind of hard to turn. Plus, that other faucet had a thing you just push it for a short run. But we'll try it for a while, I guess. But I can put the other one back on because it's a 3/8. Anyway. See, you just push this and it goes. Or you go up like this and it stays. Pre-drill your holes when you hang it. Mark the location on the wall. They put an extra little washer in there to shorten up that screw. It's a little bit long. Be sure when you're drilling it, you don't, if you're like me and you got your dishwasher on the other side, be sure you don't drill through. You'd be in a world of hurt. Kind of fittings are the easiest things in the world. And they're like a shark bite. You got this little plug in here to keep it happy. You can see it's got teeth to make a mechanical fitting, and it's got an O-ring to make a watertight filling. And it's color coded. Blue is out, yellow's in. So I'm just going to push that puppy in there. If I can hold it and hold the camera there. And then I could cut it off, but let's see. Actually, you know, I think I'll hang it first. Since it's so easy. There. I'm hung. Now, move this around a little bit. You can take them out, but they're easier to put in than they are to put out. I think I'll go, let's just go under like that. What's wrong? I ought to cut some of this off. But I hate to cut stuff off. I'm going to have to cut some off. That's crazy. I'll just cut it to about here, maybe. So when you go to cut this, you can cut it. It's pretty tough plastic. You can cut it with a knife. You want to get a square cut, square clean cut. So this is the best tool. But you can do it with a knife, but it's pretty tough, and just want to try and get it square. But it doesn't absolutely positively have to be square, because see, and that I even didn't get it square, so that's a good example. If you don't have to cut it, it's just kind of straighten it out a little bit, and it'll be all right. Just shove it in there. There it is. It grabbed. You should be able to take it out by pushing that in. If you need to take it out again. But sometimes that's iffy. Sometimes they don't want to come out. So I'm coming off this standard shut-off with a T, like this here, to this one's gonna feed the faucet, and this one's going to feed the new water filter. Incidentally, this fitting here doesn't really need thread tape or something. It doesn't seal on the threads. It seals on that inner sleeve. It's kind of a flare fitting. It goes inside here and bumps up against that steel. Tight enough to seal the water. And similar thing happens on these two. Well, this one here kind of that's a nice fitting there that's integral with the plastic. I changed my mind too. I'm going to go ahead and use this one on the side, route it through like that. I'm going to use this and this to attach this to this. What they sent, which didn't come with the kit, what they sent was this, which has a push-in for this, so that's completely easy. But where are you supposed to attach that? That looks like a 3/4 inch pipe. That's not even, I don't know where you're gonna. They said it would attach to the underneath of the sink, but I don't believe it. If you had a 3/4 inch pipe coming out of the floor, you could stick that on there, and then you could transition from this to one of these, but I wouldn't recommend it. So when I put this on, I put the thread tape on there again. It's really not necessary. I shouldn't even do it really. This goes on like this. This goes on like this. Now this will easily seal up for water. This will easily stop water from leaking. The trick is the mechanical seal. And what you want to do is squeeze it tight enough that it grabs a hold of that plastic, but not so tight that it distorts everything, strips or something like this. And there's no torque. They ought to have a torque wrench for this and torque readings, but they don't. Just by feel. And as I say, the water won't leak. Right now, I'm sure water wouldn't leak. Now, if it was steel, it would. But this plastic seals up, so. And you kind of tug on it. It's stuck in there pretty good, I guess. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and run water through this and flush this out before I plug it in there, and then I'll be done. I'm going to flush out any sediment, not that there will be any, but. So I'm going to give it one more little twist. It's not very much, It doesn't take a lot. This one takes even less. Now this one has a mechanical stopper in there. It can't pop out. I never like to get anything too tight. But when it comes to that plumb, that mechanical fixture, in other words, you can tighten it down a little, it won't leak, but it can still pop out. So, check for leaks. Oh, I want to turn this on. Let it flush out. It's taking a while to get through fill up the filters with. See it. Incidentally, I'm using PEX. I replumbed this PEX. Plus, this had a single T for both sinks when I bought the house. So you want to have two traps. Two traps. It's better. So we want to flush this for 5 minutes. So there's a little water in here, which I'm hoping it's because I think there's a valve of some sort that lets air out. Just a few drops of water in there. So while I'm at it, I'll change this filter, which is much easier to change than the blue one that I took out from under the sink. One thing about this I highly recommend for these types of filters, always get a clear container thing so you can see it. Now see, that's supposed to be white. It was white when I installed it. Now it's brown. I'm guessing that's 6 months, but I think that was 6 months. So anyway, I'll go ahead and change it. This one's easier to change. Another thing that makes this one easier is you don't have to shut the water off. You just have to twist this, and it's a bypass. It's a little hard to twist. I may have to shut the camera off to do it. It takes 2 hands. But that'll bypass, so the water will stay on, and I'll be able to take that container off. And here's the new filters right here. I don't have to go hunting for them. That helps. So yeah, I took 2 hands, and I had to grip the outer part, not this. This isn't enough to do it. But it turns once you get it. And then here's these. We keep these nearby. So I can't quite do it. Now I'm going to shut this off again. Okay, so there it is. The great thing about this is this doesn't do anything for your health exactly. It's really for the health of the plumbing system. As it catches particles. And it turns brown, but I don't think that brown stuff hurts you. I don't know. Because that's fun. But it catches particles which help your hot water tank, which is in there. Keeps sediment out of your hot water tank. And also your faucets, and when they shut the city water off, you know, you don't have to worry about flushing your faucets so bad when you turn them back on, because this filter will catch the junk before it gets to your faucets. I got a few varieties. I buy these things on sale, 50 cents for this one. And it catches 10 microns, which is pretty big. What's this one? This string one is 5 microns. And then I've got this one here, which how many microns does this do? Now this says it's 5 microns. Now this one's not going to turn brown because it's already black. So now I have to decide which one I want to use, and it's really going to be, I think I should save the 10 micron for watering the grass in the summer. And I should use one of these 2 5 microns. But should I use this one or the carbon one? I think I'll use this one. I need to remember to get a new O-ring because this goofy thing, these things deteriorate. But it's still sticking up pretty good. I can feel it, so it'll seal. But I need to try and remember to have a new one ready for the next change. I actually wonder, you know, about, I don't believe everything I read, and really this one looks to me like it has a better chance of catching sediment than this one. Because you could, you know, this is just a bunch of strings. Theoretically, it can go in, it could find its way between every string, so you just pull a string apart like that. So I don't know. Supposedly this will catch more particles than this one. And that looks to me like this is some kind of a wrapped paper, I think. It looks more homogeneous. And then this one, I'm not sure what the heck that is. I really don't know. See, it's white on the inside. Whoops, there goes the lines. So this one's the same on both ends. You don't have to worry about which end you put in. Just drop it in there. But again, like that other blue one, or all of these are similar, I don't see any point in really cleaning cleaning this out. I mean, geez, that's the whole plumbing system. The main thing you got to do is you got to try and get that, have it stand up straight. And see, it's not even wanting to really stand up because it's got to hit that middle. It'd be better if you could put it on the middle and it would hold, but it won't. So it's kind of, or if the middle stuck down enough that it would fit in right there, but it doesn't. So let's just see what we can do. It looks like it might. Whoops. Need two hands really, but there. That looks like it's all right. That's the other thing about being clear. You can kind of see. See, it's off kilter. Off kilter. I'm going to have to use two hands, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it really. I kind of need to stick something in there to make it stay in the center. Something that would dissolve, like a plastic packing peanut or something. Maybe if I turn it upside down, it'll stand. It's a little better. Yeah.
You still want the water running?
Yeah, it can run.
What?
It can run. Yeah, it's centered now. So you can see it. That's so important with this clear glass is so much better. Well, I think I'm done. Oh, one other thing of note. When this is full of air and then you turn this on, these generally have an air release. This one, some of them can leak. Some of those air releases. But this one seems to be okay. So you can see I'm turning that filter too. As I'm tightening this, you can see that whole filter's turning. So I've captured it. And it doesn't look like it's leaking. That's that O-ring is contacting all the way around. So it's not leaking. So I'm done. Now I'm done. Well, one last thing, let's label it. I did the inside too. Okay, so that's labeled. And I'm drying it.
2016.
Any drips, dry them off with this fan. One last thing, notice that this is really not the brown so much, but see those specks? That's what we're really catching, trying to catch, to help the plumbing, to help keep sediment out of the plumbing system. All those little specks add up over the years. Of course, this is probably a year. I think this is a year's worth, which isn't too terribly bad. Some of it's probably falling out when I'm doing this. But anyway.